What's up, guys? It's me again. Yo, I got nothing but good news right now. Like, the Sonic movie is getting a redesign. Well, Sonic himself is getting a redesign. I just got a call back for a new job. Like, shit's good right now. Shit's real good. And you know what? Instead of talking shit about this movie, instead of talking down about it, instead of talking down to it, instead of trying to make the creators and whatnot feel bad, I want to help. Like, I want to, contribute something and get something to them that'll help them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, as fans, we do not want the movie to suck. We do not want this movie to be bad. Let me make that clear right the fuck now. We want this movie to be good. We want it to be successful. Fans of Sonic have wanted a Sonic movie, a legitimate Sonic movie for years. Like, none of us are saying that we don't want a movie. We're just saying we didn't really want it in live action because we knew that was really the quickest way to fuck it up. And that kind of looks like how it's going to be, whether they really change Sonic's design or not. Now, could the movie be like one of those cheesy, it's just a fun turn your brain off kind of thing where Sonic enters the real world? Sure, it could totally be that. But there's always that little inkling of, well, what could have they done if they would have fully animated the movie? Like I said in previous videos, Chakra-X Cartoons is making his own animated fan film that he's hand drawing and animating by himself. He's getting other YouTubers to voice Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, Nazo, all these characters. He's getting YouTubers to cover music for Sonic. Like, the opening song in his trailer is the instrumental for Sonic Unleashed. And that's one of the best Sonic music tracks that you could have put in a Sonic trailer, period. And that's why it's even more baffling why in the trailer they decided to play Gangsta's Paradise. That has nothing to do with Sonic. And I get it, in trailers they play all different types of music in trailers all the time. Fine. I'm not really that's not the point here. The point is there are certain things you do and certain things you don't. And there are certain things that are acceptable and certain things that are not acceptable. Like with the Power Rangers movie, right? At the end of the day, the suits were passable, but they were not really like the best Power Ranger suits that could have been made for a movie. That is not debatable. Like for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the turtles were passable, but it is not debatable that the turtles could have been done in a better design. Like, what else? Transformers. The Transformers, again, were passable in the first two, but then they just started getting too fucking ridiculous. And everybody hated it. And so now they go to the redesign for Transformers, all look like the G1 Transformers. Bumblebee looks like G1 Bumblebee, Optimus Prime looks like G1 Optimus Prime, etc., etc. So, and it's like, if they didn't want to cash in on nostalgia, they would not have made this movie. So you cannot get upset at fans for getting mad that they're getting nostalgia wrong. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in white knighting the movie and saying, oh, you nostalgic fans have no right to complain, fuck you, the movie looks fine, let kids enjoy it, and then you want to get pissy and fucking throw a fit when the director takes criticism, takes hate, and takes it constructively, and takes it and it's like, okay, I see that we fucked up, we're gonna fix it. And they're doing just that. Will it be any better? Will it not? I don't know. Like I said in the last video, I'll put a link in the description for the picture that I would personally love to have them use as a template for the redesign of Sonic, because like I said, it is just too perfect not to use. I really wish that I knew the name of the artist that made that edit. Like, I just really don't know. I really wish that I could find it. I'm gonna keep looking because I still am. But regardless, I came up with a couple of ideas. The whole point of this video is for me to give ideas for how they could have done a Sonic movie, or things that they could possibly do in this Sonic movie to make it better, or how they could go about things in the future if they want to try to scrap the live action idea and just go full live action with a cinematic release. Because it's not like, animated cinematic movies don't make money. Into the Spider-Verse makes money. The Incredibles makes money. Kung Fu Panda makes money. Like, these things make money. Like a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, an animated movie, should feel like The Flash meets The Fast and the Furious meets Mission Impossible meets meets all kinds of sci-fi and fantasy. That's what Sonic the Hedgehog should feel like, because Sonic the Hedgehog, if you guys don't know, is from another matter of fact, let me stop ranting and let me get on to the ideas, because I have them all compiled on a list right here. I do this often. I do fan fiction often. It's not often really that I write whole stories for Sonic and everything, but I used to. I'm probably going to start doing that a lot more if people really want me to do that. Like the video, comment, and tell me what you think of these ideas. And I'm like, I don't know if Paramount is going to see this. I'm pretty sure they may or may... I mean, hey, they said that they're going to change the design, so they clearly do care. So, hey, if Paramount sees this and you want to take some ideas, let me know. But, hey, it's like, we're fans, we're trying to help you. This is us giving you help. Fans went online and edited pictures of Sonic. They give you help. The least that I can do is help try to improve the story, so it's enjoyable, because it's like animated movies can win Oscars and be good movies. Into the Spider-Verse proves it. So let's start off with, sorry about that. That's my computer. So let's start off with number 1. Redesign Sonic in his in his modern model form from the early 2000s. That is a given. So they're already probably going to do that. But like I said, the picture that I'm going to use in the thumbnail is the best way to go about that. This will segue back into another point that I'll bring up in a minute. So then number 2, keep Sonic on the planet Mobius, the planet that he's from, and in the beginning of shots of the movie, have a good establishing shot of Green Hill, because Green Hill is the first zone level in the Sonic games that you ever get to play. So it makes sense that would be the first area that you get to see in the establishing shot of the movie. Now, anyone who knows basic Sonic lore knows that, okay, this is another world, everything in this world is kind of weird, but it is what it is. Eggman is a bad guy. He's super evil, super smart, super cynical, super full of himself, over the top as hell, egg-shaped body, all that kind of good stuff. Uses robots, kidnaps little animals, and puts them inside the robots to power the robots. Harnesses their energy, all that kind of stuff. And he's also after the Chaos Emeralds, and which is one of the reasons why he's in Green Hill, because he detects a Chaos Emerald in this area. So you can establish all that, have Eggman show up, kidnap a couple of the animals, and have them... have the animals, I don't know, worshipping the Chaos Emerald or something, because the Chaos Emeralds are technically sacred artifacts that are always scattered across the world, so no one gathers them all, because they're basically the Sonic the Hedgehog world equivalents of the Dragon Balls. They can basically grant miracles and do all that kind of shit. So do that, and then you have Sonic zoom in, destroy a bunch of Eggman's robots. Stop in front of Eggman, say his iconic phrase, "I'm Sonic." Say his iconic phrase to one of the animals who may not know who he is, and he's like, "I'm Sonic the Hedgehog." Iconic phrase. Get the audience introduced to Sonic, get them acclimated to him, and then Eggman could just go on a rant and be like, "Sonic, you," and then he goes on a tangent and a rant about how Sonic has stopped him so many times, and him and Eggman have their usual back and forth, and then you show a couple of flashbacks. And you show a flashback back to, the very first time that they met. And, you show classic Sonic and the classic, 2D art style. And you show him fighting against Eggman. And then, you go through a quick little montage up to the events that we have now. And then you show Sonic fighting Eggman. Sonic defeats Eggman. And then he goes about his way. So, let me see. Number 4. I already segued into that. So, have Sonic arrive, stop Eggman, have him establish why he hates Sonic so much, blah, blah, blah. Tease out the Chaos Emeralds, tease out that Eggman is after the Chaos Emeralds, tease out what they do, where they may or may not have come from, all that kind of stuff. Things that Eggman has used them for in the past, and things that Sonic has stopped him from using them for. Let's see. Okay, so now, here's the best thing. don't have Eggman be the only villain. Have him be the main villain of the movie, but have him be the one pulling the strings of everything. But in this movie, have Eggman create Metal Sonic. That way, Sonic just isn't blasting through a whole bunch of fodder robots the entire movie. He actually has a challenge, someone he can fight. And then you do that. You might have to mix up and rearrange the lore a little bit, but you have it established that Metal Sonic hasn't been created yet. Eggman creates Metal Sonic, and then and he could use, like, I don't know, like some of Sonic's DNA or recordings of Sonic's data that he's used over the years trying to analyze Sonic, and he uses that to create Metal Sonic. Or, you know, he just goes for rogue and uses and does the thing that they did in Sonic Adventure 2, and he artificially creates a Chaos Emerald, uses that to power Metal Sonic, and then Metal Sonic becomes like, you know, Sonic, but if Sonic was the Terminator, basically. And then Sonic versus Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic kicks Sonic's ass at first, and then after that, this segues into my next point. Introduce Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, and only introduce them. Don't introduce anyone else. Don't introduce Rouge, don't introduce Big, don't introduce Cream, don't introduce any of them. Just introduce those three. Establish Sonic's history with the three of them. Establish that Amy is in love and also stalks Sonic on a daily basis. Establish that Tails is Sonic's best friend and also his mechanic that designs a lot of the things that Sonic, well, not his mechanic, that Tails is just really, really smart. And, you know, he was affected by the Chaos Emeralds the same way that Sonic was, but he was affected by the yellow one, which gave Tails, you know, superior intelligence. You know, you could say that Knuckles was affected by, you know, the Echidna were already, like, a species that existed on the planet Mobius, but he himself, you know, came into contact with the red Chaos Emerald, and he, you know, got superior strength, and that's the reason why he has the big knuckles or whatever, and he can channel fire and stuff like that. And then, so that way you tie the main characters of the movie back to the Chaos Emeralds, so then it makes more sense that in future movies, or even in this movie, if they do decide to do the super thing, that it makes sense that, oh, when they gather all the Chaos Emeralds, then they, you know, they can do this really super awesome stuff. Okay? So they do that. And then... Okay, now here's the best thing. Have Metal Sonic betray Eggman, because that's typically what happens, and that would also be a callback to Sonic Heroes, when Metal Sonic betrayed Eggman and, you know, threw him in a cell and was basically pulling the strings behind the scenes to gather data on all the heroes so he could basically become perfect and defeat Sonic. Because that's Metal Sonic's entire shtick. He wants to be a better he wants to be a better Sonic than Sonic. He wants to outdo Sonic in every way possible. That's his entire reason for existing. So, there's that. Then, we're almost done here. This video is almost 15 minutes long. And so after Metal Sonic betrays Eggman, have Metal Sonic gather all the Chaos Emeralds, like basically have Metal Sonic pull out the rug from underneath everybody, get all the Chaos Emeralds, including the Master Emerald, and then have him transform into Chaos Metal Sonic. And basically, like, have his design look something similar to Neo Metal Sonic from Sonic Heroes, but update it to make him look a little more, not super monstrous, but, you know, metal. And then, you know, have Sonic gather, like, say for example, right, Metal Sonic only takes in the negative energy of the Chaos Emeralds. And then Sonic, thinking that the Chaos Emeralds are dead, you know, hears from Knuckles that, no, they still have power in them, you can take in the positive energy. Sonic does that. He becomes Super Sonic for the first time. Let's just presume in the past Sonic never went Super Sonic. You know, suspension of disbelief. And Sonic becomes Super Sonic. He goes to fight Chaos Metal Sonic. And then the others, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy, they all go and fight Eggman's army. They wipe out a whole bunch of robots. Knuckles knocks out a really big-ass robot. Tails could use the tornado and, you know, rain down fire from his plane on a whole bunch of them, and then Amy could just go fucking crazy and just start bashing up a bunch of robots with her hammer, because that's what they do. And then that would be cool. That would be giving all of the characters something to do. You know, and that would be able to establish each of every one of Sonic's friends as someone capable that can do something, and just not, you know, fodder side characters that just stand on the sidelines while Sonic does the cool stuff. So then, you know, you have Sonic defeat Chaos Metal Sonic. Well, no, first you have the fight. You have a really big-ass, cinematic, awesome, cool-ass fight. And I'm split on whether or not I want the fight to have original music playing in the background, like an original song specifically made for that fight, or if I want them to remix the original theme that was used in the fight between Sonic and Metal Sonic in their first encounter. I'm split on that. You guys let me know what you would like to see. And then, you know, another thing that I just thought of, that if they didn't want to do the whole, oh, well, Metal Sonic was never created up until this point, if they didn't want to do that, they could be like, well, Metal Sonic was created, Sonic defeated him and destroyed him, but then, you know, Eggman still had the remains of Metal Sonic around, and then, you know, Eggman is just, after all this time, is like, you know what, screw it, I'm bringing back Metal Sonic, might as well try that again. It almost worked the first time. And then, you know, he could, Weiss Pop, Funko fell, but he could bring back Metal Sonic, using the Chaos Emeralds. He could somehow manage to gather all the Chaos Emeralds somehow, bring Metal Sonic back with negative Chaos energy, and then Metal Sonic goes super supremely evil, and then somehow Sonic and Eggman gotta team up to stop super evil Metal Sonic. I don't know. Like, I'm just coming up with ideas that I think sound really cool and would be really, really good for an animated Sonic movie, or if they were gonna do a live-action Sonic movie, they could at least take elements of that and do something like that. That way, you know, it's a fun and engaging story, but it's also something easy and fun for kids to follow. So kids aren't lost watching it, and adults and fans of Sonic aren't bored watching it. You know what I mean? Everyone just wants to have fun here. You know what I mean? So that's all I've really got to say for this video. Those are all the ideas I had. Let me know whatever ideas you guys have. Post them in the comments. You know, post them on my Facebook page, on my Twitter. You know, just share this video around if you can, and, you know, let's get this movie made good, because that's all we want. We just want a good movie, alright? So, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Gotta fix fast, gotta go fast.